So the story moves on a bit, but not too far. See, the people of Israel, they're set free after Passover, and they're on their way out. They've gotten out of Egypt at last. No longer slaves, no longer turning back. But they get to the Red Sea and they realise that there's a massive problem. Pharaoh's changed his mind. He's bearing down on the Israelites. He wants to wipe them out, every last one of them, or bring them back as his slaves. And the people turn to Moses and they say, have you really brought us out here to be killed by the Egyptian army? Because right now they're literally between the devil and the deep blue sea. And Moses turns to God and says, how are we going to get out of this one? And God turns to him and says, lift up your hand, Moses, stretch it out, and I'll drive the waters back. But God says something else. He says, but just be still. Do nothing. Do nothing whatsoever. I'm going to fight for you this day. I will win. And I think that's very important for us to remember when it comes to Christmas, and it comes to, just as we were talking yesterday about the purpose of Jesus' coming, that God actually invites us to do nothing, but to be still and to trust him that he will win the battle for us. You see, you and I, we had nothing to do with God's decision to come into the world. That was purely his decision. We had nothing to do with the idea behind the birth of Jesus and how it would happen and what it would be and what it would look like. We didn't contribute anything towards that other than the necessity of it. And in all of this, in our salvation, in our forgiveness, in our hope, in our future, there's nothing we can do except be still and trust that God has everything in his hands every single day. Every single moment, every single breath, God has in his hands. Why? Because everything is within his hands. All we need to do is to trust him with it. And God delivers the Israelites in the most miraculous way possible, in the most incredible way possible. For the last couple of minutes, I've actually taken a bowl of water and have been trying to drive the waters back myself. Try as I might, all I do is make a mess and put water all over the place. Even if I try to cut through water, it doesn't work, or try to scoop it or push it or get cardboard and try and press the waters back. I cannot do it. I cannot make the way. But we're told by faith, the Israelites passed through the waters. They walked through on dry ground. God blew the water back, blew it out into a massive wall, and the people walked through. God delivered them with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm. God rescued them and got them across the other side, and they partied and they celebrated more than they had ever partied and celebrated before in their life. They were finally fully free. That's a wonderful picture for us. You see, God makes the way, and he made the way through Jesus. He made the way through him by coming down himself to rescue us and to save us in a way that none of us could possibly do, in a way that none of us could possibly achieve, in a way that none of us could ever do away from it. He rescues us, and he invites us not to then work hard to earn it, but to be still and to trust him that he has won it.